Hello and welcome to some Star Citizen Now for 3.16.1 on the PTU. New PTU patch, bam! 3.16.1 hopefully will be released by the end of the month to live. But we're here checking out the new stuff, which is pretty much mostly Derelict Spaceships version 1. So basically new planet and moon side wreck sites with that are placed in different ways, that are associated with missions, Zeta Prolinade missions that we've seen so far, and reward you for having a bit of search around. There's loot and lootables and things like that around, but there's also missions that are associated with these now. Me and Zin are doing a new mission in 3.16.1. It's on the PTU at the moment, and we are going to be checking out the new points of interest, the Derelict new derelict ships. I think we're just looking at a freelancer here, but we'll check out another one in a minute. There is some concern over how fast I was coming in. From me, but not from Zin, actually, oddly.
You are slowing down now, though, right?
Yeah. I mean, I've adjusted the engines as well. So this is a little derelict freelancer. We've got to collect some Zeta Prolinade, which I think it's the timed one, Zeta Prolinade. I can't remember. We'll just treat it as if it's all of them. Except for the quantum travel one. But
yeah. Stick your ass to him. So
yeah.
Okay, don't.
No, I'll stick my ass to him.
Yeah, because then we can easily fill up.
I don't know if there's potential for NPCs to be on this one. I know some of the derelicts do have NPCs in. So sort of be aware of that. But me and Zin are... We're ready to go. Look at our gear. We got gear on. We got backpacks. She's a cat. I'm a...
Meow.
Yes, Nyan. Indeed. We got guns. We got gravity tools. We're suited and booted. It's very windy here. Oh, it marks where all the packages are. See, they're all there. Now, there is supposed to be rewards for actually having a bit of a search. So we can expect little loot boxes around.
Yeah?
Yes.
Oh.
There are varying levels of derelicts as well. Like you can get caterpillars and all that sort of jazz. I'm hoping that we will see in the very near future just a huge range of ships.
These have got 13 minutes on them.
Okay.
They're not currently counting down, though.
We'll grab them a second. We'll have a search round.
Yeah.
So we can get in the actual freelancer here. So there's some destroyed Zeta Prolinade in here as well. It doesn't look at the moment like there's any extra special rewards for us searching about here, but maybe we're just bad at finding things. Let's just grab the Zeta Prolinade and go. We'll complete this mission and we'll have a look for more stuff.
Doesn't matter if I drop it, does it?
No, I think this one's probably okay. As you said, it's a timed one. So my gravity tool isn't working. Maybe, did I not equip it properly?
Because say, did you even equip the attachment?
I thought I did. And I dragged it onto the tool. And when I'm not talking about me being the tool. Oh! So we've got 4 boxes. Can't see any more. Can't see any obvious hidden loot on top of the ship or anything. Thought there might be.
Oh well.
That's right. We'll
Well, safely deposit. Is that it for?
we're safely for it.
Oh well. I'm gonna see if I can fly the ship again yet.
Yeah, that would be great. So Zin's having a bit of a problem where she can't look up.
I can't look up. Oh, it's doing it now. I can fly.
You're doing it. You're doing it, Zin.
So where are we dropping this shit off?
That's a good question. You have the mission as well, don't you?
Yeah, I'm having trouble.
So I can.
It's over here.
Give you some tips.
I think. Yeah.
To scrap and salvage on Uterp. Or Uterp. Uterp. There's quite a lot of missions that just work now. It's kind of surprising. But I suppose it's because it's a couple of lighter patches, and this one hasn't branched off in the same way. Oh!
You're right.
Yeah. I pressed F4 and I got spooked because we were travelling faster than I expected.
Also, what do you call it?
What do you mean?
The stuff we've got in the back. What do you call it?
Zeta Prolinade?
Well, it's not Zeta Prolinade.
Is it not?
It's Prolinide.
Oh. But no. So I drink the Pepsi variant, which is Zeta Prolinade. It is Prolinide. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Because I was just looking at it and I'm like, that's not aid. Not like lemonade. That's ide.
Like cyanide.
Like cyanide.
Just like cyanide. Is that how you drink? Lap that cyanide up.
Yeah. Mate, f***ing Schrodinger's cat, mate.
Schrodinger's cat used to lap up cyanide. Is it dead? Yes. It just drank a load of cyanide.
The whole point is that you don't know if the cat's taken the cyanide or not.
It's a cat. It probably has. Cats are dumb. They're lovely. I mean, they're my favourite, but they are dumb. It's a shame that all three of those cranes are at the same orientation. It's just a little bit sort of like,
We can fit in the middle, can't we? Yeah, lovely.
There's so many of the same reused asset here that my brain can't zin.
Yeah?
Forward a little tiny bit. Little tiny bit.
Sure?
Yeah. Up a tiny bit. Forward a little tiny bit. Literally like, yeah. Little tiny bit more. Perfect.
Why?
Well, you'll see in a second when you realise.
No. The arse would have been fine.
It probably would have been fine. It might have been hard to get back in and out easily.
Oh, ye of little faith. I guess we just go in and...
So close.
We've got 5 minutes.
Loads of time.
Oh, you're carrying them? I thought we were just... Oh, yeah. It does say drop off, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. You don't have to place the package, you just place it in the thing. So you don't have to interact with the package place. You just go to the back of the machine, left click and left click place.
Okay, let me try.
You got this, Sin.
I've got 2 minutes. I don't think I've used these much at all.
So if you just walk into the back of the machine, you should actually just have a place that you can do with F.
Ah, here we go.
Oh. Looks like we're going to complete the mission. We're going to complete the mission since put a box in. Hasn't crushed her to death. That's good.
I was surprised. We put 4 boxes in and we haven't died.
And the boxes haven't bugged out too much. Hooray!
Yay!
Wow. A mission. Done. Without issue. What is this? What game is this? Right, let's go to another planet, Zin.
Another planet?
Yeah. Let's go to another planet. Let's go to the space station at that other planet. So we can land. And then we'll take another one of these missions. So, me and Zin were recording, and we were playing some Star Citizen, and we were doing some of these missions, and she just rammed into the planet. She just went, boom, crash, crash, crash. She just, boom. So when I was going a bit too fast. Yeah, she's going too fast. However, we are now going to take a look at this Starfarer wreck, which is pretty close, and we should be coming in to it now. So we've got a Starfarer here. So you can get lots of different wrecks. You can get the Freelancer, you can get the Caterpillar, you can get the Starfarer, and I'm hoping they start to add a load more. Wow! I thought that was my eyesight that said pickup package, but it was obviously just lots of pickup packages all in a row. Anything interesting or exciting here? Or is it just, you know, we got a ship, we broke it? Because this stuff's going to be genuinely great. Once they go, you know what? We're going to have a Javelin that has a load of loot on. We're going to have an Idris, or a variety of ships, a little ship graveyard. The crash itself is pretty sweet, the wreck. Look at this. That's pretty cool. So literally, they've decided to break apart the good old Starfarer. This is going to take a while. The thing with the Starfarer wreck is it's pretty big. So we got some loot boxes. Got some good old loot boxes here. We're going to have to get up the rear if we want to get into the ship. Anything hidden and nice in here? Okay, yeah, we've got some hidden drugs. Got some interesting little boxes of loot. There's nothing snuck away here. So yeah, so it's worth having a look around because you can get some valuable containers of loot for sure. It's going to chuck it by the old flare there. Now we are having a bit of a problem, and that's that there's a storm blowing. I really do love the gravity tool. Bring a gravity tool anytime you come to a new point of interest, because they are pretty much essential. Right. Let's see if we can get in the ship. We are getting blown around. Huh. Don't think there's going to be any NPCs in here. But there could be. Hello. You right? You right, son? So can't search him at the moment. Oh, I can. Take his boots, though. And that, to be honest, is all I really want. Anything interesting? So you can expect some jumping puzzles to be around. There are going to be some areas where there are laser trip mines, so sort of bear that in mind. So we've got all the Zeta Prolinate that we need to pick up there, as we can see, but there could be some other sneaky loots. So there's lots of these loot boxes around. I was hoping to see the sort of chest loot containers. If you know what I mean, so they could, like, get some more interesting things. They are supposed to be around some of these wrecks. Yeah, you can just grab the Zeta Prolinade. Bam. 15 minutes or so. There are lots of other wrecks as well that are unmarked. So it's sort of worth knowing that as well. Oh, hello. Anything exciting in here? Oh. That was weird. Got lots of little hidey holes for drugs and things. Yeah, so make sure you have a good search of these areas. That's a weird bug. So this is the Starfarer point of interest. This sort of new derelict wreck that you can come across on the ground, and it's worth searching. There's Zeta Prolinade missions, like the timed cargo missions associated with them, but there's lots of other locations and wrecks now around, some of which have a laser trip mine, some of which don't. But it's worth searching because there are lots and lots and lots of like narcotics and other valuable goods that you can find on board along with your mission items. But remember, if you're taking stuff that is effectively illegal in areas, you may get some problems from law enforcement. But obviously all the different bits, it's potentially worth looking at because there could be valuable loot there. This wreck is upside down, and there's a bit of jumping puzzle for some of the areas of it. The problem I had with this one, though, Sonita, is that there is a storm going on at the moment. It's very windy, which means that it took me ages to just move around the site. I was literally about to give up looking for a caterpillar point of interest, one of the new derelicts, but then they just gave me a mission for it. It was fantastic. Super useful. Good timing. And it was right next to a point of interest on the planet, so I could quantum travel right next to it. So absolutely perfect. Top tier. So we're going to go have a look at these caterpillar points of interest. It is very windy here. I hate the wind when I'm about to do some FPS because it makes searching these points of interest significantly harder. Star Citizen do know how to make a good looking game. Now, some of these, well, you'll be able to jump in without problem. Other ones I'm having terrible problems with. So there are just lootables around. Take some food. Oh. No, apparently, is it because I don't have enough room? Oh, it is working. It's just delayed. Like my ability to play games. So, tell you what, I'm liking the special effects in the caterpillar. That is pretty sweet. So the general sort of where they've done the wrecks is pretty cool. They do overuse the trope of them being upside down. You're like, I know what makes it disorientating. Let's put the bits upside down. Obviously, that's not true of all of them. It's just what I've experienced so far. I mean, obviously, this section, some of these bits aren't upside down at all. Can I open this? No, I cannot. I'll have to go through the site. Is that a normal person? Oh. How did you die? Other than your health being reduced to 0. That doesn't fill me full of confidence. That's not great, is it? Someone just dead here. I love the fact the way it's placed. And the fire looks a bit weird, but it might be because it's being blown. I like the way they've placed some of these assets. They had them roll off and things. They thought about where they're supposed to go. So, I'm digging the caterpillar wreck for sure. Yeah, so you have to mantle up there. Got your Zeta Prolinade there. I can mantle up these places, so you're going to need to mantle, you're going to need to crawl, you're going to need to wiggle around. Now, do I get rewarded for coming up here? Is it like, you are clever for coming up here? Not that I can see. I don't feel clever. I feel windy. So yeah, in some of these areas, you're gonna find trip mines, and they're gonna blow you up. But they're not particularly much of an issue, even if you do find them. But they're quite rare from what I've seen. It might be just that the servers I've been in, they've already been cleared. But yeah, that's all of your wrecks that I've seen so far. Cool little areas to explore. Cool little extra bits of loot to find. Worth jumping around and actually having a full explore of them. Getting up different levels and going, oh, what's here, what's here, what's here? Because you might find some rare loot, which I'm expecting to see in the live build. So, talking a bit more about Star Citizen Alpha 3.16.1 and its actual patch notes. So, the listing and the main bit of it is the Derek Spaceships version 1. Updates to Derek Spaceship missions to include more points of interest that will be scattered on paths. These Derek Spaceships can now include newly added activities such as puzzles, trip mines, traversal problems, and hostile AI encounters, and may reward players handsomely when resolving the activity. These derelicts will include the first implementation of trip mines into the game. These trip mines are explosive and use a beam of light to basically detonate if you come in contact with them. So you can chuck things at them, you can avoid them. They're not working great at the moment. They sort of don't detonate or derp around when they're on certain objects. Also, you may not find these missions properly in-game. There's sort of like a range of them, but I normally see the lower end range with starfarers and freelancers being offered as points of interest to go and sort of collect Zeta Prolinade and other goods at. So there are personal, less legal ones where you're collecting a slam or some sort of drug, but typically the larger derelicts can act as I've now seen, missions for both. Simultaneously, you can get multiple missions and stack them up at the same location, and that obviously can occasionally cause some friction with other players, so bear that in mind. You might have some criminal players around, you might have some lawful players around when you're messing around, so have a think about that. But it rewards you for having a look around. So there's a load of cool loot. But yeah, other problems and fixes. So bug fixes. They fixed a load of problems with elevators at Grimhex and underground facilities. And there was sort of overlapping. There was issues with the inner thought that's now fixed with it overriding the MFD interaction on many ships. They fixed issues with multiple ships having holes in their shields, allowing laser repeaters through when the landing gear was retracted. Medical gurneys in Area 18's hangars should now have the correct mouse input for steering, so you can actually move them around properly. And they fixed an issue causing weapons to not holster after entering EVA from prone. The close exterior prompts should now correctly close ramps or doors on various ships. Turrets should now properly attempt to shoot down torpedoes and bombs. Drake Caterpillar elevators should now react correctly and not block players from entering the ship. They fixed an issue causing synced assassination missions to not complete. The Arlington Bounty Idris should now show its marker for the player to follow. Rocket pods should no longer be able to be equipped on other ships that aren't intended to actually use them. And they fixed an issue that allowed players to swap and move bespoke ship items across many ships. They also solved 2 client crashes and 5 server crashes. Now, there are some known issues still with this patch. It is possible that some servers may stop updating their mission offerings. If the issue persists, leave the server, wait a few minutes, and then rejoin the persistent universe or change region. Now, we think potentially Zin got stuck in this loop. It wouldn't then let her select a server at all. It's a little bit broken for her. We're going to sort of wait for it to be fixed. Players are unable to select a ship for Arena Commander modes other than Classic Race and Free Fly. The menu selection gets stuck on awaiting selection. The Choose Ship preview window partially renders ships, making them appear damaged or skeletal. It is possible to stack different kinds of items on top of each other in the personal inventory with the hospital gown. Players will experience positional desync with one another when they've died and respawned, which is not great. Many mineable asteroids can't be scanned. Spawn closets don't recognize unconscious AI and close the door on them, leaving mission-critical AI unreachable. A shattered large FPS deposit base displays a collectible diamond icon, which obviously it's not supposed to anymore. Ships sometimes won't appear in the Vehicle Manager app unless the player spawns the ship first, then spawns a different ship afterwards. Only then will the ship appear in the Vehicle Manager app. Logging out of the Reliance bed and back in will cause the Reliance to be in flight mode and the player to be stuck inside the ship's sleeping area. You can't repair, refuel, or restock at LEOs. So that's the low Earth orbit stations, basically. So the low orbit stations. Pressing and holding F to free look does not work when piloting the NOx and prevents the startup of the vehicle using interaction. Characters' head, mobiglass, and other equipment are missing after being released from Clasher. Ships may despawn after a player's death instead of staying at its last location. And hammerhead doors to the turrets may not open properly and you can get trapped inside them. So there's a good list of known issues that Cloud Imperium are going to be trying to fix for 3.16.1. At the moment, I'm waiting for a few little tweaks to the derelict missions and there's new point of interest so that we get a wider range of missions. You can't quantum travel to the missions either. You have to sort of go nearby or stop quantum traveling when you're going over them. I would prefer to be able to just quantum travel straight to them or much closer to them personally, but I don't mind traveling to them if I have to. It's not that much of an issue. But yeah, so 3.16.1 is shaping up to be a nice little patch. I'm probably going to be in our hands live pretty soon. Hopefully they'll do some tweaks and give a better, easier access to a range of the derelict ships more easily, because I've only really seen the freelancers and the starfarers be offered. I do know there are caterpillars at the very least as well. Tell me what you think. Are you playing 3.16.1 on the PTU now? Are you having problems? Are you having a great time? Do you like the laser trip mines and these derelict spaceships? For some reason, I couldn't find any of the ships that I've attended having any laser trip mines in, and I've looked at quite a few of them now. But what have your thoughts? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below.
What is best in life? To crush your enemies, to see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentations of their women? No, of course not. It's NordVPN. I never saw Conan the Barbarian checking his bank balance and then watching some cool shows on Netflix, all while protecting his privacy and being super secure. To be honest, I can't even remember Conan wearing a shirt. Silly Conan. And now, a big old snake god's got your internet history. Good job. Don't be a Conan the Barbarian. Check out NordVPN. Links below for powerful discounts too. Every month we have a ship giveaway. For January 2022, it's for a Drake Cutlass Steel, a light assault dropship variant of the Cutlass, perfect for attacking Jumptown and similar narcotic processing areas. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning that Star Citizen ship is comment on any of my videos made during the month. More details down below. If you would like to further support the channel, consider clicking the join button under my videos or becoming a Patreon. Comments, suggestions, likes and shares all help the channel massively too, so always feel welcome to share your opinion or feedback. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the verse.